My name is Aaron Collins. I am a poet, rapper, music producer, and music engineer. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, and my essay was on poetry and rap. I had two mentors for this project. One did the interview, one did not. Sadly, I wanted both of them to do the interview, but scheduling and time, it wasn't really good, so they weren't both available. You know, one of my mentors uh, is a rapper, music producer, and a DJ. He just started his own DJing company called Mr. Clean DJ. You can follow him on Instagram and at Mr. Clean DJ, and you can see like the things he do, and But he was helping me make beats and showing me like how to run studio sessions and things like that. And he just got really busy, so he wasn't able to do a lot of stuff as we could have done. I mean, as much stuff as we could have done. So, yeah, I just went ahead and I did more of the poetry side of my essay in my video. And I interviewed Chancellor Skidmore. And since he's actually in the interview, I'm not going to talk much about him. But the reason I decided to do poetry and rap is because I'm a poet and a rapper. And I hear a lot of people say, oh, they're the same thing. And, it's basically a stereotype against art forms. Like, Rich Homie Quan is not a poet. He can barely write music. I doubt he can write a poem. Shakespeare's not a rapper. I don't think he can turn a club up on a Saturday. I don't care how many people just perform before him. I don't think he can have the club turned up at all. But sadly, people think like that, and it's one of the things I gotta overcome when I say I'm a rapper, and people just be like, oh, he a poet. You can't rap. You're a poet. And like actually this summer, like I went to a cipher, and the guys were like, oh, you a poet. You can't rap, and like killed them like killed them like what I spit compared to what they're spit. Like they need to go do some poetry because like murdered them deadly. Like about to change my rap name to Assassin. Assassin on the beat. Assassin on the beat. I really gotta stop doing vlogs in my project. I'm sorry, Miss Bolden. Can you start off by introducing yourself?
My name is Chancellor Zero Skidmore. I'm the executive director of Forward Arts Incorporated, which is an arts nonprofit. We work with young people and adults. We provide workshops, performance spaces, and educational opportunities for young artists, adult artists, and also professional development for teachers.
Can you tell me a little about your early life, teen life, and family?
Early life, my mom, who used to like to write a lot, she got pregnant with me when she was in high school. And back in those days, if you got pregnant in high school, they put you out of school. And so she was expelled from school, but she continued to write. So I grew up seeing my mom write all the time. I think that's one of the reasons why I became a writer. Also, she's a great storyteller. She's really funny, and I get a lot of that from my mom. But also, years later, when she married my stepdad, I was exposed to a lot of violence. He would beat her, he would beat me and my brothers um, pretty intensely. And so I grew up in a household where there was lots of domestic violence. Also, he was an alcoholic, and I suspect there was some other drug use going on. And so, but he was an alcoholic in front of us, and so there was there was that in the household as well, um, which led to a lot of the violence. And so, um, at a very early age, I started using the arts as kind of an escape from things that were going on at home. So I got into music, got into hip hop, got into poetry, um, and acting and other things.
So, what would you say your biggest weakness used to be? And is this is where you thought you'd end up in your life?
No, as a young teenager, I thought I was going to be a world famous rapper, and as it turns out, as rap music became more popular, and I noticed that the audience for rap was becoming younger, so it seemed like rappers. I think now, like most rappers are writing on like a fourth grade reading level, and so as I was kind of growing as an MC, I noticed that I was having to dumb my thoughts down to reach a mass audience, and when I started going out to poetry readings, I noticed that I didn't have to do that. I could be a whole human being, an adult, a young adult, and grow, and my audience was growing with me. And I don't necessarily see that so much with hip hop. So I was really a music head growing up, really into hip hop, really into MCing and writing lyrics and all of that stuff. But I kind of got into poetry because it was more interesting to me. Hip hop became really boring to me. So I would say, like as a young teenager or even like an older teenager, what I dreamed of doing was not as interesting as what I ended up doing. And so I think for me, like my real life kind of surpassed my dreams.
All right. So, how do you spend most of your day?
I spend most of my day. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in the course of one day. But I would say, I guess, if I had to say, I spend most of my day either teaching workshops or creating lesson plans or thinking about some aspect of our programming. Um, but within all of that, there's, attending meetings, leading workshops, going to different professional development things, and as well as just the day to day of being in the office, working on grants, or replying to emails, sending emails on the phone, talking to teachers and students and parents and things like that.
So you're pretty busy throughout the day.
I try to stay as busy as I can.
All right. So, what would you say your biggest accomplishments are?
My biggest accomplishment is raising my daughter. Um, that is the biggest, scariest job I've ever had. She's 23 right now, and I don't think I scarred her too much as a child. And I have another child on the way in November, so I'll be a 44-year-old new dad again, which is exciting. And yeah, I get to maybe get it right a little more this time. Um, as an artist, my most proud achievement was winning the world championship in 2013 for Poetry Slam. Um, it was the hardest work I've ever had to do as an artist, and it yielded the biggest payoff.
So, at this time in your life, after winning the individual World Poetry Slam, what do you plan to do next?
Next, I'm going to continue writing. I just completed a book. Um, the publisher that's formatting the book for me sent me the rough draft of the format last week. It looks good. I still got to come up with some cover art, but I wrote the dedication, and there's the little endorsements on the back of the book, so it's all coming together. So like my next thing right now as an artist is to release that book this summer, but as an executive director and a teaching artist, I am growing this organization, hiring two more teaching artists next school year. Just got a nice sized grant from an organization that only gave out the grant to 16 grantees. People from all over the world sent in applications, and we were one of the few people who actually got the $75,000 grant. So I'm going to continue to do things like that and grow this organization.
So, if you were my age, is there anything that you know now you wish you would have known when you were my age?
Um, I guess my idea of hard work, I would say at your age and also at 25 and also at 30 was not my idea of hard work in my 40s. Um, Now I view everything that I try to accomplish as a healthy obsession, and so I just kind of let it infect my thoughts every hour of the day, and really like get involved in the things I'm trying to accomplish, and stay focused. And I worked hard when I was younger, but looking back on it, like I was probably giving 70% when I thought I was giving 100%. But you just really never know how hard you can push yourself until the stakes are raised, you know.
Mm.
And so I would say when my daughter was born, the stakes really got raised. Right, I had a mouth to feed, and just as I've grown, and now I got employees to keep employed. Right, so like now, I got people working for me who got to go home and feed their families. Right, so I'm not just responsible for the mouth I have to feed anymore. I'm responsible for giving these people a good place to work, somewhere they enjoy working, somewhere that pays them a living wage, and allows them to prosper in their own lives with their own families. And so the stakes are higher, and so it's more serious. I still enjoy the work; it's fun, but it's a lot of hard work.
So, if you could restart your life, would you change anything?
No, um, I've been through a lot of hardships. The hardships did not make me stronger, but I did learn from my mistakes as far as who to trust and maybe who not to trust. There were certain situations as a young child that I could not change. I could not remove myself out of those situations, and that's just a part of my story now. Um, and so, as far as the things that were in my power to change, I wouldn't change any of them. I really feel like I'm living the dream right now. So I don't have. I really feel like I'm living the dream right now, so I don't have anything to complain about. Well, I can complain about a lot of things, but I don't have anything to regret. Anything else?
Uh, who else besides you would you recommend that I connect with?
Um, Connect with as far as like being mentored by someone. Um, so there's a young man that I'm really good friends with. I just saw him a few minutes ago downstairs. He's the band director at the Dunham School, and he's a musician. He's a trumpet player, and he's also just an all-around great artist, but a really gifted teacher, and also a really shrewd businessman. We play gigs together. He's a great artist. He's a great organizer, and his name is John Gray, and I can definitely introduce you to him. But he's really, really like this rare kind of person who he's an artist, but he's not that stereotypical kind of disorganized, flighty, flaky kind of artist. Like he is really like just as talented as he is as a trumpet player. He's also really talented and focused as an educator, and also as an entrepreneur.
Right. One more question.
Hmm.
Do you mind performing a poem?
Don't have the time to perform a poem right now. I'm not prepared to perform a poem either. Um, but I can definitely direct you to some YouTube videos that I have.
Right, this one. Thank you.
All right.